We are back 2 weeks on from Cecil crying about the fact that we weren't going to beat Man City. We have, and now we're here to preview another game. I can't even let on this. I can't, honestly.
I didn't know I was going to start like that. Thank you very much.
No, I was thinking back to the last preview. And Robbie, I understand why Laurie's not here anymore. He probably said take me off it, please. But we made it through with a win. Yeah. Any confident about this one? It's Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. We're outside it.
Do you know what, right? I feel like I should be confident because every time I'm not confident, we win, and every time I am overly confident, we lose.
Don't be confident.
Yeah, don't be confident. Yeah.
Surprising, I think we're going to win. But no, I'm very much looking forward to this game. I watched the build-up. I watched your superfan debate, and you know who needs to win more. Big up to both of you. I feel like we definitely need to win more. I feel like they have more to prove, if that makes sense. The reason I'm saying that is because you know their manager Poch, if he might do his old Spurs team a bit of a fateful if they beat us by keeping them on top for a little bit longer. Also, Mikhailo Mudrik's probably got a lot to prove. You saw him. I mean, you saw the clip going around of them saying, "Why didn't you sign for Arsenal?" and stuff like that. And then he's got something to prove. Sterling not being named, you know, for England again. He's got something to prove. I think there's a lot. Caicedo, obviously, he was linked with us as he's been. He's got a lot to prove. So I feel like Chelsea have more to prove, but I think it's a bigger win for us. We need to win this game. We have Man City. You know, of last year we only just missed out. I feel for us, it's definitely a bigger game for us to win and get 3 points. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll win.
I was thinking more along the lines that you were, Robbie, that, listen, is this a big game? Yes. Should we expect to win? Yes. Do I expect us to win? Yes. All those things. But I don't understand how they can spend $1 billion, languish in 11th, and just sort of see this as a write-off.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you've got to watch, right, the Invincible podcast that we did with Rory Jennings. Big Chelsea
was he on
fan.
it with? Okay, nice.
Yeah, and he sort of broke down why he thinks that they spent how they spent it, and I've never really heard it that way before, and I don't want to spoil it. So, watch the Invincible podcast and listen to what Rory says about that spending.
Has it changed your mind?
Right? It has kind of changed my not in a positive way.
Oh,
for them, it just makes it sound even more ridiculous. But you have to watch it. But what I would say is that this is a big game for both sides. We want to keep the momentum going. You know, when you looked at the fixture list, you looked at it and said these are 2 back-to-back difficult games. You know what I mean? You've got Man City, then you've got to go away to Chelsea. That's tough under normal circumstances. But, you know, we've navigated the first one. We've beaten Man City. And now we come here on Saturday and we've got a great record here. We've got a great record at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
I think, you know, when was the last time they beat us? I think that was at the Emirates. The Lukaku, when Lukaku scored those goals,
Arteta's beaten.
We came back after COVID.
He's unbeaten in 4 here, Arteta. 3 wins in a row and a draw.
Yeah, and you know, there's many players that, you know, I think over the years when I've come here, right, to Stamford Bridge, I've come here with a lot of fear. I've been like, boy, you know what, they got Hazard, Drogba, Lampard. Those are the sort of players I've rolled up here, and then they've turned us over. I always remember Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game, losing here 6-0, and coming out here feeling absolutely humiliated, right? But things have changed, and we now have got a much better team. And Chelsea will be looking at our team, and they'll be thinking Saliba, they'll be thinking Declan Rice, Saka, you know what I mean, if he's fit, right? So I think it's kind of changed now, you know, and then we've got a lot of players in our team that should come here with a lot of confidence because they've come here and they've done well. Martinelli has come here and always performed. Eddie Nketiah,
very true.
That's true.
Has always come here and done well, right? So, you know, I think our players are going to come here on Saturday. They're going to relish this challenge. We've been really, really good away from home this season. We haven't conceded a goal away from home. We've won every game, you know what I mean? And speaking to Chelsea fans, they're a bit nervous about this game.
I think I do want to piggyback off the back of that, and I think you're right. We have a sense to be confident because, like you said, we haven't conceded away from home. If we don't concede away from home, it'll be the 4th time, and that'll be the first time Arsenal have ever done that if we get the win as well, come Saturday as well. So there's a lot to be confident about. Gabriel Magalhaes scored the only goal last season here. He's just coming back off international break from scoring for Brazil as well, so he's going to be very much ready for this. Like you said, Eddie Nketiah, Martinelli always been good. Saka might be returning as well. That'll be massive for Arsenal to see. Kai Havertz, he may not start, he may not, but it's his 1,000th game in the Premier League.
Wow.
Sorry, 100th game. Sorry, 100th game in the Premier League as well. If he plays, a little achievement there for him as well.
Well, I'll save it to when I do the predicted 11. But I've got in my head, I've got an 11 that, if that 11 is all fit, which it could be, I think we could have a great time here.
Yeah, we're going to go through injuries in a little bit because we know that Chelsea's suffering a bit. But we'll put that towards the end of the video. Of course, there'll be a Predict 11 video as well. So look out for that as we try to predict what Arsenal do. It might even be more difficult trying to predict what Chelsea are going to do going into this game. But I want to talk about our start because I know I just said Chelsea, spend $1 billion, we'll see it as a write-off. I don't actually mean that. Of course they won't. The Chelsea fans won't accept that. But the fact that they can spend as much money and the pressure seemingly be on us. I know we're in a title race and there's different expectations, but when you look at Arsenal's start to the season, this is where I don't think everything has to be life and death for Arsenal. We've already, in our opening 8 games, gone to Everton, we've had Tottenham, Man United and Man City at home, and now we're going away to Chelsea. So even though, in there you've had Fulham, Forest and Bournemouth as well, that is a really tough 5 games in your opening 9, home or away. They're not fixtures you ideally think, we'd like those in a run-in. And so, while I'm not saying I'd be happy with a point, I wouldn't be. If I offered it, I wouldn't take it. I'm acknowledging that for the start we've had, how difficult it is, first came back from an international break. I don't feel like this is like this super must win. If we lose or we draw, then all our hopes kind of collapse. I don't want to feel that for every game.
If we draw, I'll be very annoyed. But if they draw, I don't think their fan base will be as annoyed.
No, they'll probably be right with that.
No, they'll be happy with a draw, I feel, here. And that's the thing is about it,
it's
expectations have changed.
They have, but it's a long season.
Yeah, it's a long season and expectations have changed. And I think it's a great thing that now we're coming to, based off of what I said before, about how when I used to come here, how I used to feel about this game, right? I think it's a great thing that now we come here expecting to get a win. We would be disappointed with a draw on the weekend. Yeah, that's how things have changed in this fixture. It used to be the other way around. I used to come here and I listen, before a game, if someone said to me you can have a point, I'd be like, I'll bite your hand off right now for it. Yeah. But now I want all 3.
I hear that, but let me say though, I've been watching Chelsea quite close and quite fascinated by Pochettino always trying to do with the team. They spend a lot of money. I know they're 11th. I know they've lost a lot of games. Hell, if you look at their last 5, they lost here at Villa. They lost here. They lost here at home to Villa 1-0. At home to Forest as well 1-0. Liverpool got a point here, but they played better than the results have shown. Their underlying numbers are better than you'd think. What I'm saying is, we can all laugh and banter Chelsea for the money they spent. They should be good, but this isn't like what an 11th place side away from home would normally be like. I think this is going to be a bit of a test for us.
I think that as well. I think it's going to be a tight affair, and you'll see that in my score prediction. I actually feel though, Chelsea, I know the results do differ, but away from home they're better. When I play on pitches I know all pitches have a guidance of how big they have to be, but when it's tight, and Stamford is a tight pitch, I actually think they're not as good. I think they look for, especially with Sterling playing, he's more in behind and using the wide play. I think when Arsenal come here, we benefit playing here. I've seen us play intricate football and beat Chelsea quite comfy in the way that we play compared to how Chelsea would be on a bigger pitch. So that's given me a bit more confidence. But I think you're right. I think it'll be tighter than a lot of people expect. I think it'll be a feisty game as well. It is a London derby, and in the last game against Burnley, I saw they picked up a lot of yellow cards. I think it's going to be very intense, this game, and I think it will be tight. I don't think it's going to be a rollover that some fans might expect. I think it'll be very, very, very close to fair. And I want to stay unbeaten as well.
Definitely won't be a rollover, but we come here and say this with a lot of confidence. We've been playing very, very well away from home. We've had a lot of controlling games.
Especially away.
I'm not one of these XG merchants, man. Serious, where, look at their XG. Look at their XG. The cold hard facts is that they've been poor on the whole this season. They have not, to me.
But they're building, Robbie. They're building. Of course, give them some credit. You can see.
Of course, they're building. They put together a new team. But I'm saying, you shoot. You have a chance to put a ball away and you miss it, can't cry about it afterwards. Remember the game against Tottenham, Jesus,
massive chance.
If he bangs that XG, we're 2-0 up, but he didn't, did he? And we didn't go on to get the win. So it's all about being clinical. That's part of the game, and they haven't been clinical enough. Right, and we have been, and I just want to see us come here on Saturday. And I'd love to see us come in and put in a dominant performance. Play like how we've been playing away at every other game this season. That's basically all I want us to do.
And we should. I'm just warning that I think a lot of Arsenal fans think Chelsea have been a bit of a joke, especially at Stamford Bridge, and we're going to go and have our fun, especially because Arteta is unbeaten in 4.
I do think, though, James, reality will set in as we get nearer the game. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are saying that now. As we get nearer the game, they will remember that, you know, this is Chelsea. They are a quality side. They do have quality players. And as they get nearer the game, fans will be like, no, actually, we got it. You know what I mean?
It's hard to gauge. Go on.
Well, I was going, what about Arsenal? Because, you know, we're talking about Chelsea and what they might bring, but this is a team that are fresh from an international break and a 1-0 win against City. You know, the one thing that's going to feel easier to do is keep winning at a place you've been winning when you've just beaten a team that you haven't beaten in 12 in the Premier League. This Arsenal team has to have confidence, surely.
100%, James, but you're right there, and we've also got players returning. Players returning that, you know, some, well, I wouldn't say missed, we definitely missed Saka, but we did get the job done against City. That should build Arsenal players, the fans, everyone with confidence. But I'm really trying not to get too ahead of myself, because I've spoken to Chelsea fans, and the ones that I've spoken with seem confident that they're going to get a result against us on Saturday, funny enough. But I'm just like, where's that confidence coming from? But we should be, like you just mentioned there.
I kind of get it.
Yeah, we're coming from an international break. I think their last couple of wins is probably what's spurring them on. But we should be, you know, we're going for the top of the Premier League. Obviously, it might be only for 48 hours if we get the win, but we should be having loads of confidence. Coming back from the international break, you said, players returning. It's Chelsea.
But
it's Chelsea.
What about, I know you say you're not an XG merchant, but what about the law of averages? Are we going to win 4 in a row at Stamford Bridge?
Why not? Why not?
Oh, I hear it. I mean, City did it to us.
To me, I always look on it, it's not law of averages, it's law of good football. Law of quality players, you know what I mean? And one thing that I think I'm very happy to see at the moment with Arsenal is that we've got a lot of injured players returning. Martinelli's back. I think that's big. Martinelli being back, you know what I mean? And as I said, you know, if we can get Saka back, if Partey's fit as well.
We don't know if Saka's back, by the way. We should say that for the preview.
we don't know, but if we can get Saka back, and even if he ain't fit, I'm still, you know what I mean? I was happy with what I saw from Jesus. I was happy that, you know, he put in a very good performance on that right-hand side, right? And there's a Chelsea fan there, right? He didn't even say that up the Chelsea with a lot of confidence, did he? He's sort of like up the Chelsea, you know what I mean, right? But
trolling already.
But the thing is, right? Even a player like Eddie Nketiah, I'll be more than happy to see him start because he always turns it on against Chelsea. So it's the law of good football. So I don't go in this law of averages thing really either, because if you look at Man City over the years, there ain't been no law of averages. They ain't been like, oh, the law of averages said they won the league last year, so many people don't win it again. They'll just go out and do it again because they've got quality.
James, how are you feeling for this game? Because obviously, listen, I was look at last season in October. We had a run of death, by the way, in October last year. It was like PSV twice, Bodo Glimt. We had Liverpool, we had Spurs. This one's feeling...
Run of death, and he pulled out PSV and Bodo Glimt.
No, but then obviously Liverpool and obviously Spurs and North London derby.
You happened in October.
But Chelsea have a bad run after this as well, starting with us, and they have, you know, they got to play. I think they got to play City. They got to play Spurs as well. So, but how are you feeling for this game? Do you think Arsenal should be going into this?
Here's how I'm feeling. If he goes and puts Rice, Partey, Odegaard in midfield, if Saka, Jesus, Martinelli all start, we go with what I believe is our best 11. I honestly think we can win comfortably. I really believe we're good enough, both on the ball technically. I think we're physically bigger than them in midfield, better than them in midfield. I think we've got a better idea. Tactically, what we want to do. However, I've got one big thing here. Arteta does this thing where he gets something right that's a little different, you don't really expect it, and then he loves it. He sticks with it. It wouldn't surprise me, we're going to do a predict 11 very soon. It wouldn't surprise me if Jorginho and Nketiah start this game. Maybe Saka's on the bench and he goes, well, they did really well against City, they nullified them. Actually, do I need to risk Saka? Do I need to risk Partey? And next thing you know, we spend the game a little on our back foot, not getting into our rhythm. I predicted a 2-2 because I'm not actually trusting that Arteta is going to go full throttle, knowing that we've got Sevilla in midweek as well.
Sevilla in midweek, yeah, which is,
that's the thing.
Which is a very, very important game as well.
Very,
you know, but I don't know. I even
because of what I think he'll do.
But you know what, James? I even think even if he did start with Jorginho and Rice in midfield,
get the job done.
I still think that's good enough.
Yes,
but you know, that's not what I want. But you know, you are right. He might do that because we do have that game against Sevilla coming up. And that's a big game as well.
When Eddie's leading the line, linking it up, and Jorginho's at the base, being our playmaker. That is, while I actually think Jorginho's done fine and Eddie's done all right this season, it's a massive step down from Jesus and Partey. And that's where my confidence dips. Even though I still think they should be able to do it, I just think if it's Partey and Jesus there in that core with Saliba, Gabriel, Raya, I'd feel great about that. Look, we're going to do the Predict 11 very soon, so make sure you check that on the channel, as well as all the Super Fan Debates and everything else coming out. You've got Chelsea's injury list, which is, I think it's just worth for context, because I'll be honest, if we had this injury list, I'd be crying about it. I'd be saying
there's a lot.
This is one serious. Now, because they've spent $1 billion, I don't care. I'm not going to give them excuses, but context. Let's give it. What's the injury list?
Dizazi.
Right, we're one in.
He's out?
He's out, but they're saying he can return on for this game, but he picked up an injury in the last game.
He'll be back.
Same with Broja, supposed to be back this game as well, also picked up an injury, he's picked up a knock.
Back.
Kyle Palmer as well, supposed to be back as well. But
I heard that he could be out, Cole Palmer.
So he's on there as well.
Very good player. So that's
Reece James, someone who you bumped into.
Yeah, and he wouldn't reveal to me whether he's playing or not, but who knows?
Shock, I'm surprised he didn't give you the team sheet.
He wouldn't.
They are saying though, they are City fans. With Reece James though, they are saying that he won't be available for this. He's training by himself. I did read up on it. He's been training by himself and having independent training. So
I mean, that's a big miss for them. He's quality.
He's unlikely to be there. Their captain, Chalobah, supposed to be back as well. Badeshile, Chukwuemeka as well. But they're all supposed to be back on this game as well. Nicholas Jackson as well, supposed to be back on this game as well. They've all picked up injuries though, and have on the second page.
Badiashile,
Lavia, Chilwell, Nkunku, and Fofana. That is a long list.
Listen, that's probably got about 800 million left. You know what I mean? I don't feel no sympathy for them whatsoever.
But they are big. They are big. They're captain. They've got big players there.
Never wish injuries on players. I feel really sorry for Fofana, who's had that horrific injury, comes back to get another one. Right. But true. At the end of the day, right. Listen, a lot of those players that you named out there are not even starters anyway. Those are sort of fringe players. Right, so
they can affect the game though. But you're right.
Most of those players you read out, and a lot of them will be back. A lot of them will be back.
True.
So you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Score prediction, Robbie.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. I've gone 2-2.
I've gone 1-0 Arsenal. Tight affair, but
fantastic. Listen, I'll take any one of your scores and not over mine for sure. Everyone, like I said, go check out the Super Fan Debates and keep up to date with every kick of a ball, every moment that happens throughout the game with the AFTV watch along. These two will be here to get the fan cam reaction from outside the ground. We'll be in the studio, like I said, giving you the chance to have your say on Fan Zone at full time. So make sure you join us and check out the Predict 11 show that's coming out very soon. Catch you in a bit.
Come on, you Gunners! That's how you say it with chest.